This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. Even though it may not seem like it, 'tis the season. Your nose is stuffy, your throat is scratchy, and your head is pounding. Is it a cold, allergies, the flu, or just a pesky cough that just won't go away? Well, in this sponsored content and segment, Dr. Jessica Buchheit of Kirksville Pharmacy is here this morning to break it all down for us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Ella.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. So, 'tis the season for people to start getting the sniffles. So tell us the symptoms of the common cold that we should, or exactly what is the common cold?
Sure. We've been seeing a ton of folks coming into the pharmacy with symptoms such as coughing, congestion, feeling like your face is really full and kind of pounding a little bit, and then that post-nasal drip. So having some of those drippies in the back of your throat that can be really problemsome. The common cold is usually caused by a virus. It's actually not bacterial, so 9 times out of 10 antibiotics won't work, and it's mainly symptom management. So I have some products here today that we can go over.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the different types of treatment. Now, obviously, when you go to a pharmacy or a drugstore and you go down the aisle, there is endless amount of products to choose from, and sometimes I feel like I'm in there for an hour or two trying to decide, do I want this, do I want this, maybe this is my symptom. So what should we keep in mind before we head to the store with the products that we should be looking for?
Yeah, great question. So a lot of the products have the same active ingredient in them, they're just branded under different names, and that can be really overwhelming for people that go to the store. So I think if you find yourself in that overwhelmed situation, ask your pharmacist or ask your provider. They're a great resource to help you kind of narrow down your selection based on the symptoms that you're having.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about those symptoms. When it comes to the different products, what are the main things we should be looking for?
Okay, good. So if you're having that cough that keeps you up at night, maybe bothering your coworkers, maybe kind of disrupting you at school, there's a couple of products out there. The first one I have here is Delsym. The active ingredient in Delsym is dextromethorphan polysteric. It only comes in a liquid formulation. It's safe for kids 4 and up.
Okay.
And then since it is a liquid polysteric, we have to be careful with people that have diabetes and they have to watch their sugars. So there actually is a diabetic formulation that is sugar-free. So that's pretty cool. It's every 12 hours, doesn't make you super sleepy, but it'll help provide you relief at night if coughing is keeping you up.
Now, when it comes to, because I know we're going to move over to Mucinex, which you know is a brand that a lot of people are familiar with, and we have a children's version as well. When it comes to medicine like this, syrup or pills, does it matter? Does it just matter on your preference? You know, I know some people have a hard time swallowing the pills. Does one activate faster than the other? How does that work?
Yeah, so for Delsym, for the dextromethorphan, the cough suppressant, liquid is the way to go. The polysteric formulation actually doesn't come as a capsule, so you will go liquid for those. For Mucinex, for kiddos, they usually can't swallow pills, so I think the liquid formulation is best there, but it does come in liquid formulation for adults too. You can take the kids' formulation, you might just have a bigger volume, and then you have the tablets as well. The active ingredient in Mucinex is guanfacine, and that's what helps kind of break that mucus down, split it up so you can get it all out faster.
All right, what are some other ways to kind of treat, you know, our congestion and everything? I see you have this.
Okay, so yes, so the neti pot, and for those of you who have tried it, it's wonderful, but it does take a little bit of coordination to use it. So in Adair County, pseudoephedrine is prescription only, so using the neti pot can help quite a bit with congestion as an over-the-counter remedy. What you do is you fill the neti pot up with warm water, you dump in some of the saline packets that come in it, you'll swish it around a little bit, you put you put the spout up one side of the nostril, dip your head over the sink, and then it pulls out under the other side. And it's a really good relief for that pressure you might feel in your face and those types of congestion symptoms.
Now, can kids use this?
Kids can use it. It's completely safe. And it comes with different formulations. So you can use these kind of nasal aspirator type of spout that you can squirt up in the nose, and it can be a little bit easier for kiddos to use.
And the final thing that you brought in, what is this?
So this is somebody that has high blood pressure. Sometimes decongestants aren't safe for them if their blood pressure is uncontrolled, and so there are safer over-the-counter remedies for folks with high blood pressure. So in this one, it's called phenylephrine. It's still a decongestant, but it's a little bit more safe if folks have uncontrolled high blood pressure, and so that one's available over the counter.
See, and you know, I have never thought of any of this putting into consideration. I mean, we have stuff if you're a diabetic, if you have high blood pressure. So knowing your symptoms and knowing obviously your what you have can help you pick the right one so you don't have a reaction that could possibly, send you to the hospital with even worse symptoms than what you started off with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, when it comes to over-the-counter medication, is there a difference between name brand and generic brand, store brand versus any of that? How does that work?
Sure. It's really patient specific. I know folks that say Mucinex brand works much better than generic. I know folks that say generic works just as good. So it's just kind of patient preference. I tend to start generic, save yourself a couple of bucks, and if it doesn't work, we can always switch to brand. But I think 9 times out of 10, generic is a good way to go.
Okay, fantastic. Great information to keep in mind. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns, like you mentioned, talk to your provider, talk to the pharmacist. And speaking of pharmacies, you're a brand new pharmacy in town, so tell us a little bit more about that.
We are. So we're Kirksville Pharmacy. We're located inside Complete Family Medicine on South Baltimore Street. We're open 8 to 8 Monday through Saturday and 1 to 5 on Sunday. My fiance and I are the pharmacists there, so you'll see one of us there anytime you're in there.
Well, fantastic. What we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at ktvo.com. We'll link up information with all of this, so the next time you do go to the drugstore and you need help with this, you'll kind of have a guide to follow. So, well, thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.